in realizing, oh my God, I'm trying to surrender. I'm already feeling the emotion. I'm surrendered to the emotion. I'm already feeling all the anger and the powerlessness. What I'm not doing is actually becoming patient with him and becoming patient with myself to learn how to not immediately jump into powerlessness and anger and frustration. I need to learn how to fail at training him because he is out of control. And when I try and bring the force and the control onto him, I'm just creating more of what he's already exuding, which is there's no control. It's the opposite end of control. It's the polarity, and he's all over the place. And so what I needed to become in that moment was not more control, and not it was actually patience. I needed to learn how to be patient with him and myself. I have to learn how to handle him even when he's out of control and not feel powerless. Second way of oneness, the way of patience, done. Activated that beautiful way of oneness, and where I first saw this showing up today in this 20-day challenge. So in this 20-day challenge, we're working through the enlightened frequencies of the ways of oneness. We're activating each and every way leading up to Lionsgate on 8/8. So today is the second day leading up to this 20-day stretch before Lionsgate, the way of patience. And this morning, I actually had to activate the way of patience. I was uploading a video, and the programming software, it runs on the internet. And what it was doing is it was taking forever to render. And it was stuck on 30%. I'm like, oh my God, why won't you go quicker? And I could feel there is all this like powerlessness, this frustration, this overwhelm, this like, come on, I just want to then force it. And I can't control the software on my computer. So this is where it starts to activate the powerlessness, right? I can't control how quickly this technology works, because it's on its own path. And I could feel myself starting to get like really annoyed with it and wanting to I was getting frustrated, right? And so all I needed to do this morning was activate this way of oneness. So the fact that this was today's activation was beautiful. So in that moment, it's as simple as this. Like, this is as simple as this work is that Rachel teaches, is drop in and connect, activate the way of patience when I'm starting to run those programs of impatience, of powerlessness, of feeling out of control. So I did that. And as soon as I did, I could feel, I could feel my energy drop. And then the wisdom came online of like, instead of getting frustrated with the program, why don't I close down all the apps that are maybe causing everything on my computer, all the programs that my computer has that are causing this to run slowly. So that's what I did, and I was like, you know what, why don't I just put my headphones on and do the activation. So I literally just did it. And wow, do I feel so much better. And I'm probably sure now if I click on, which I haven't even checked, everything is probably, it's still loading. So there we go. Oh no, it's all finished now. There we go. That's all I needed to do was like shift my energy, shift my frequency. And this is something that I was lacking growing up. I didn't have divine teachers to teach me. Now, I will say my mom growing up was quite patient in a lot of things, and she did teach me that. I remember asking her a while ago, like, who taught you to be very patient? There are some things that I didn't receive that level of patience, but we all have our programs, our wounds to work through. I remember being a kid and like getting so frustrated because I would be doing Lego and I couldn't find the one piece that I needed. And I would get so annoyed, and I'd run up, and my mom would very patiently role model that to me. And this is what I need. I needed to learn that throughout all areas of my life. And so the way of patience is going back and teaching this part of me that learned to get frustrated from my dad when I didn't know how to do something, I would get frustrated. So this is where I received my dad's programming of lacking patience, not having the ability to just simply push pause and be with what's here. And this part of me needs maturing, gets really, really, really impatient, like doesn't know how to handle the feeling that I can't control this. So my initial response is just to get frustrated, and that obviously doesn't help anything. In that moment, I'm giving my power away. So it feels really good to just drop in, connect, activate the way of patience, and live from that place. And it sounds like such an easy, simple thing to realize, because it is, right? Rachel always says, oh, your divinity is really simple and easy, right? Does it mean that when we're in the thick of our programming, when this part of me comes online that learned to be impatient, that learned to feel powerless, will I remember to do that? Well, no, and this is the work, right? Is remembering in those moments my divinity, which is the way of patience, which is simply to just push pause. I don't need to come from the energies that patriarchy has brainwashed me to be, which is force. I need to control. I need to dominate. I can simply push pause, drop into my heart. And as soon as I do that, wow, just the amount of relaxation and ease that starts to come in just by pushing pause. And it's funny, when I was first mentoring, leading my soul companion dog Bobo, who's just down there, when I was first leading him and training him, he was very out of control. He was a rescue, so he came with a whole host of problems, and he would pull me all over. He's a big, strong dog, like 80-ish pounds of pure muscle, pit bull, and he would pull me here, there, and everywhere. And I used to jump to try and surrender, right? I would try and just, oh my God, he's making me feel out of control, let me surrender. And then I would feel like, oh my God, all this anger's bubbling up. I'm not surrendered to this feel. And I was trying to surrender. And it took me a while and guidance from Rachel in realizing, oh my God, I'm trying to surrender. I'm already feeling the emotion. I'm surrendered to the emotion. I'm already feeling all the anger and the powerlessness. What I'm not doing is actually becoming patient with him and becoming patient with myself to learn how to not immediately jump into powerlessness and anger and frustration. I need to learn how to fail at training him, because he is out of control. And when I try and bring the force and the control onto him, I'm just creating more of what he's already exuding, which is there's no control. It's the opposite end of control. It's the polarity. And he's all over the place. And so what I needed to become in that moment was not more control, it was actually patience. I needed to learn how to be patient with him and myself. I have to learn how to handle him even when he's out of control and not feel powerless because of that. That was a big, big, big soul lesson that he taught me when it come to learning how to become just the second way of oneness. I was trying to jump ahead. I was trying to get to the third way, the way of surrender. I was trying to figure out, past that, how do I find more power? I was skipping the second way of oneness. I hadn't just allowed myself the patience and found my power in being like, oh, this isn't going to turn out perfectly. I don't know how to do this. There's so much grace I've found that when I give myself the patience to not perform perfectly, if I just be like, oh, this isn't going to go perfectly the first time, but I'm going to be patient with myself to learn and grow through this. Wow, how much different does that feel for me to just go, oh, I'm just going to become the way of patience? Like the amount of grace that for me I can feel when I say, oh, I'm just going to be patient with myself. It's like it opens up all this room to expand and grow, knowing that I may not get this right the first time, and that's okay, because I'm going to be patient with myself until I get it right. I mean, how divine, how beautiful does that feel? How much more power and grace and divinity can I bring to myself and this beautiful animal? And when I'm working on the computer, right, and it's not working, how much more space does that give me to just be like, I'm going to activate the way of patience right here. As soon as I do that, and I'm working with this particular way, and this is one that I can feel really strong, actually, that I've actually always been able to feel this quite strong, maybe because I got role modeled this a little bit by my mum growing up, is, oh yeah, I actually do know what this aspect of my divinity, just being patient, I know what that feels like. So let me activate and become it in this moment. And that's what these activations are, is learning. This is what Rachel is here to teach in real time, in our everyday life. How do we activate our divinity to allow our soul to come online? So it's literally that simple. So if you want to learn more, we're doing a 20-day challenge leading up to Lionsgate. Why are we doing that? Well, Lionsgate is like one of the big, high potent, energy activating days of the year. So we're 19 days away now. We're on Way of Oneness number 2. Come join. We're doing a whole thing on our community Discord. We would love to see you in there. We'd love to see you posting and sharing your realizations. And we have the 20 days audio activation for completely free with really nice crisp audio, high definition audio on our student portal. It's free to go in and access the portal to Oneness. So if you want to come join along this challenge, I'm going to be posting every day about it on my social media. We would love for you to go on, access the free Ways of Oneness so we can prepare. Every day we're getting closer and closer, raising our frequency for the Lionsgate. This is what we're doing at MSDU to prepare for that. Everything is completely free, so we would love to see you there. Come join, and I'll see you tomorrow for the Way of Surrender.